Donna Douglas was an American actress and singer, known for her role as Ellie Mae Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. Following her acting career, Douglas became a real estate agent, gospel singer, inspirational speaker, and author of books for children and adults. Douglas was born Doris Ione Smith in the community of Pride, East Baton Rouge Parish, Louisiana, on September 26, 1932. The younger of two children, she was the only daughter of Emmett Ratcliffe Smith Sr. and his wife, Elma. Her birth name is listed both as Dorothy Smith and Doris Smith in various articles. Douglas attended St. Gerard Catholic High School, where she played softball and basketball and was a member of the school's first graduating class. Douglas was named Miss Baton Rouge and Miss New Orleans in 1957. Douglas moved to New York City to pursue a career in show business and started as an illustration model for toothpaste advertisements. She was featured as the Letters Girl on NBC's The Perry Como Show in 1957 and as the Billboard Girl on NBC's The Steve Allen Show in 1959. Hal B. Wallace saw the Sullivan episode and cast her in the role of Marjorie Burke in the movie drama Career, starring Anthony Franciosa, Dean Martin and Shirley MacLaine. This was followed by a bit part in the musical comedy Lil Abner and the role of a secretary in the comedy, Romance Lover Come Back, starring Rock Hudson and Doris Day. She made numerous television appearances in the late 1950s and early 1960s, including the Twilight Zone episode Eye of the Beholder. She played Barbara Simmons in 4 1961 episodes of the CBS detective series Checkmate. Her other credits included in U.S. Marshal, Tightrope, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, Bachelor Father, Adam 12 and Route 66. Although Douglas was an active actress in the 1960s, she was still relatively unknown when selected from among 500 young actresses to work on the Beverly Hillbillies. This series ran for 9 consecutive seasons, beginning in 1962 and ending in 1971. Continually typecast as a result of her Hillbillies role, Douglas decided to focus on her career as a gospel singer. During the 1966 summer hiatus of the Beverly Hillbillies, Douglas made her only starring feature film appearance, cast as Frankie in Fred de Cordova's Frankie and Johnny with Elvis Presley. The film proved popular, but it did little to advance Douglas' big screen career. With the 1973 death of Hillbillies co-star Irene Ryan, and Max Baer Jr.'s refusal to participate, Douglas joined Nancy Culp and Buddy Ebsen in 1981 as the only original cast members to appear in the reunion movie Return of the Beverly Hillbillies. In 1992, Douglas and Baer attended Buddy Ebsen's 84th birthday celebration in Beverly Hills, California. In 1993, Douglas, Ebsen, and Baer reunited on The Jerry Springer Show, and for a final time in a CBS TV television special, The Legend of the Beverly Hillbillies. Douglas received her real estate license after the Beverly Hillbillies finished production. She did not work in that field long, however, as she remained in show business and found other projects. Douglas frequently performed as a gospel singer and was a speaker at church groups, youth groups, schools and colleges across the United States. One focus of her charitable work was speaking in support of various Christian children's homes, mostly in the American South. She appeared at conventions and trade fairs. She recorded several gospel albums, the first released in 1982, and recorded a few minor country music records during the 1970s and 1980s. Douglas wrote and published a religious-based children's book titled Donna's Critters and Kids, Children's Stories with a Bible Touch. The book included Bible stories featuring animals combined with a coloring book. In November 2011, she released a new children's book titled Miss Donna's Mulberry Acres Farm. In 2013, Douglas published a cookbook, Southern Favorites with a Taste of Hollywood, which collects recipes of Southern cooking from show business friends and colleagues such as Buddy Ebsen, Phyllis Diller, Valerie Harper and Debbie Reynolds. The book also has a section on good manners called Hollywood Social Graces. Douglas married her first husband, Roland Bourgeois Jr., in 1949, with whom she had her only child, Danny Bourgeois, in 1954. The couple divorced that same year. She married Robert M. Leeds, director of the Beverly Hillbillies, in 1971. They divorced in 1980. Douglas remained a close friend of Buddy Ebsen for 32 years. In a 2011 interview with the Lincoln Times-News, she described Ebsen as a wonderful man. Very much like my own father, a quiet, reserved, and caring person. In 2003, Douglas' mother, Elma Smith, and Buddy Ebsen died. Douglas and Bear visited Ebsen in the hospital, and following his death both delivered a eulogy at his funeral. A decade later, Douglas revealed the depth of her feelings for Ebsen in an interview with Confessions of a Pop Culture Addict. "I loved Buddy Ebsen. He reminded me so much of my own dad. Most of my scenes were with Buddy, and most of Max's with Irene. Buddy was just a wonderful man. I related to him so easily. The night before he died, Max and I went up to the hospital to see him." On June 10, 1993, Douglas and her partner Kurt Wilson in Associated Artists Entertainment, Inc., filed a $200 million lawsuit against Disney, Whoopi Goldberg, Bette Midler, their production companies, and Creative Artists Agency, claiming that Sister Act was plagiarized from a book, A Nun in the Closet, owned by the partners. Douglas and Wilson claimed that in 1985 they had developed a screenplay from the book. The lawsuit claimed that there were more than 100 similarities and plagiarisms between the movie and the book, screenplay owned by Douglas and Wilson. The lawsuit claimed that the developed screenplay had been submitted to Disney, Goldberg, and Midler 3 times during 1987 and 1988. In 1994, Douglas and Wilson declined a $1 million offer to settle the case. The judge found in favor of Walt Disney Pictures and the other defendants. Wilson stated at the time, "They would have had to copy our stuff verbatim for us to prevail." On May 4, 2011, Douglas filed a federal lawsuit claiming that Mattel and CBS Consumer Products used her name and likeness for a Barbie doll in the classic TV collection without her authorization. The suit alleged that packaging for the Ellie Mae Barbie doll featured a photo of her portraying the character. She maintained that she had never endorsed the doll nor given Mattel permission to use her name to promote its sale, and she sought $75,000 in damages. She claimed that CBS and Mattel needed her approval to design the doll, while CBS and Mattel maintained that they did not need her consent or approval because the network held the exclusive rights to the character. In addition to her frequent traveling for celebrity appearances and speeches, Douglas enjoyed gardening, spending time with friends and family, and answering her fan mail. Douglas died at Baton Rouge General Hospital, aged 82, on January 1, 2015, from pancreatic cancer. Her interment was in East Feliciana Parish, Louisiana's Bluff Creek Cemetery. Charlene Smith, Douglas' niece by marriage, said that Douglas returned to live in East Baton Rouge Parish in about 2005. "She was always happy, always beautiful. You always saw her with all her makeup on. She never looked her age." Smith said that at Christmas 2014 Douglas gave her a Bible that she had signed. Douglas often added scriptural verses to her gifts.